Okay, first off, I'm sitting in my backyard. I apologize for any noise, especially like airplane flying by. I, I live about 15-20 minutes away from the airport, so every few minutes, especially around this time of the day, um, the airplanes fly by every few minutes, and it is kind of a little bit windy. But anyways, since there's really not that much people at home, it's only my girlfriend and I that are home, so it's easier for me to go outside and talk. Because there's really not much good lighting in my room. Instead of me going inside my car and sit down, I decided to just go to the backyard. So what I do want to mention is about panic attacks. Sometimes I notice I'll get the panic attacks and I won't get any symptoms, no sensation, which is, I'm gonna try to talk over the airplane. Sometimes I'll get the panic attack and I'm only into freak out mode. I don't feel any symptoms, no sensation. Like sometimes when I'm having a panic attack, my heart's not even racing. Lately when I'm getting panic attacks, which hasn't been too often as much lately. Before I used to have like panic attacks, every day, up to 5 or 6 panic attacks. Like I'll calm down from one, and then half an hour to an hour later, I'll have another one. So yeah, sometimes I'll get the panic attacks, no symptom, no sensation. My heart is not racing. I'm just like freaking out. My mind is telling me, okay, you're having a panic attack, but let's not overreact. And then a few minutes later, I'm having a panic attack without having a panic attack. If that makes sense. What I mean by I'm having a panic attack while I'm not having one, it's like I'm not letting the panic attack do any damage to me, meaning I let it happen and I don't react to it. It's like you don't feed your fear. If you're scared of something, you avoid it so you don't have to deal with it, right? So with panic attacks, of course you don't want to fear it, but at the same time you're scared of it because it is scary. But if you feed more fear into your panic attack, it feels 10 times worse. So that's why I've been trying to do, and the more I do it, the more I reprogram my mind to not fear, and then my mind knows that I'm not scared of it, so my mind doesn't send me into like complete full blown out panic attacks. Don't get me wrong, I still get them, but not as much as I used to, and they don't scare me as much as they used to. And then the other thing I want to talk about is sometimes I'll get the symptoms before the panic attack. I'll get the chest pain, and then once I get the chest pain, like right now I can kind of feel that chest pain on my left side where the heart is, and I'll either have a panic, it'll either throw me into a panic attack, or my mind will just say, you're just having a little chest pain. Everyone gets them once in a while, and then sometimes I'll get like the dizziness, the vertigo attack, and it'll throw me straight into a full blown out panic attack, and then sometimes it doesn't. Hold on real quick. So what was I saying? So yeah, sometimes my mindset can throw me into a panic attack. Sometimes my mind is telling me, okay, you're having a panic attack, so what? You had like hundreds of them before, so what makes this one worse than the other besides feeling it now at this time than later than it felt earlier, you know? So sometimes it's like how my mindset works. If I'm scared of my panic attacks, I can trigger myself into having a panic attack. So it's different things that can trigger you to a panic attack. You know, it could be a place you went and then, you know, you have bad memories of it. It could be because you witnessed something that scared you. It could be the place that you had your first panic attack. You know, it could be something you ate that made you feel panicky. You know, it could be like a smell. There's like around my neighborhood, there's these trees, that has some kind of bad odor on it. And every time I walk by it, it makes me feel sick to my stomach for whatever reason. And I know I'm not the only one that noticed it, because like sometimes when I'm with my neighbor, and I asked him, does this tree smells bad, and it kind of makes you want to, you know, throw up, and then they'll say yes. So I know I'm not the only one. So, but with the phobia, you know, with throwing up and smelling something that makes you want to throw up, that could trigger you into having a panic attack. If you ate something that you get food poisoning and you have anxiety about getting sick, you know, you eat that, whatever that food is, and then you have food poisoning, most likely you will want to stay away from that food, because it could trigger you to get food poisoning, and then, you know, you could easily get a panic attack off that too. You know, it could be somebody that you see could trigger you to have a panic attack. It's somebody that, you know, give you some flashback bad memories. You know, it could be a place like I mentioned. It could be a certain time of the day. You know, sometimes, you know, you could have more anxiety in the morning than you do have at night. Sometimes you can have anxiety more at night than during the day. You know, it could be say you could be watching TV, and then, you know, you're watching like whatever you're watching. Like for myself, I like to watch like old TV shows like Full House and stuff like that, you know, TV shows that I grew up on. But if there's a commercial and it talks about, you know, random stuff about if you take this medication you get this side effect, that side effect, and for me, that's one thing that's the reason why I don't want to take medication for anxiety, even though I took once and I don't notice any side effect. But that was a year and a half ago, you know. So it's everyone has like different triggers, you know. It could be any little thing, you know. Some people are afraid of, everyone has like different phobias, you know. If you never had a phobia and you never had anxiety, and then out of nowhere you start having anxiety, and then you have panic attacks, and then you might end up having phobias, you know. It's like for myself, for a couple months I couldn't be home alone. Every time I was home alone, I would feel more anxiety. I would be like, okay, what if something actually happens to me? What if the next panic attack wasn't just a panic attack? You know. So I mean, I've been home alone, able to stay home alone for, I would say, about a year now, or almost a year, without any problems, you know. From a few minutes to a couple hours, I'm okay now. So, you know, so you will have like different phobias you never heard of or you never knew about, and then they will just get worse with anxiety unless you expose yourself to it, you know. That's like right now, like I'm able to actually sit in my backyard. Before I was having a hard time just coming out to my backyard, you know. I would tell my parents, you know, I would go to my backyard if I had a door that leads me from my room to my backyard, you know. I mean, it would be nice if I did, but at the same time it would be it wouldn't also be good, because if I freak out, I will want right back into my room. Like right now, I'm looking out my window, my bedroom window. But for me to go back in my house, I have to walk towards that way, go to the kitchen, go to the dining room, and down the hallway, and walk all the way in the back. So, every little thing that I'm doing now is, I consider exposure therapy. Staying in my backyard for a few minutes, I consider that as exposure therapy, because before I wasn't comfortable doing it. Sometimes, even now, there are times that I will get like those moments of, do I really want to go outside, even if it's just to my backyard? It's like, if I ask myself, do I want to? I know that's not a good question. It's because I'm giving myself time to come up with any excuses for me not to go outside. As for other things, like talking about panic attacks, or do you get the symptoms first, or do you get the sensation? Like what I mentioned is, it just depends. Sometimes I'll get the symptoms, and then it'll trigger me into a panic attack. Sometimes I'll get the panic attacks, and then I'll get the symptom. It just depending on what comes first. Sometimes it's like, if someone wakes you up and you're sleeping, right, and then it's somebody that surprised you. You haven't seen that person for a while. You wake up, and then first thing you might get cranky, and then you might wake up, and you'll be like, why you wake me up? And then there are times you get woken up by noise, and then your heart starts racing. That's how sometimes my panic attacks are. I wake up because I hear noise, but my heart will start racing, because it's like I'm having a panic attack inside my sleep. But once I wake up, my heart rate slowly decrease, and then I go back to sleep. So it's like, how my mindset is at that time when I feel in panic. It's that time when my symptoms came to me. It's like my mind, sometimes I feel like my mind is telling me, it's doing this to me. It's like, okay, let's throw him in, let's not make him panic, let's give him the dizziness feeling that he hates so much, or he's scared so much, and let's see if he'll react to it. Sometimes I won't feel dizzy till my ears are ringing. Sometimes my ears, I will feel pain in my ear, and then I'll get dizzy. So it's like a sign that you have to, you're looking out for. It's so like one of my other videos where I mentioned that one symptom can trigger another symptom. Like ringing in the ears can trigger you into dizziness, or pain in the ear can lead you to ringing in the ears, and then the ringing in the ear cause you to feel panic. To get dizzy, and then the dizziness cause you to get nauseated, and nauseated will cause you to go into panic attack. It's different symptoms that will lead from one symptom to the other into the panic attack. Sometimes it could be one symptom that leads you into a panic attack. Sometimes you might not have a symptom, and then you just go into a panic attack, and then the symptom comes after. So it's just how your mindset is at that time. Like for me, if I'm feeling off balance and I think I can't do it, and then I'll start getting headaches, because it's like I'm thinking too much. When you think too much, you'll get the head pressure and whatnot. So now, like yesterday, when I went for a walk with my daughter, my niece, we took the dog for a walk. I think my mindset was like, okay, if they don't want to go, just sit outside for a few minutes and call that exposure therapy. Because like I said, sometimes just sitting outside would make me feel kind of panicky. So if I can't go for a walk and I just sit outside, I would just let my mind know, hey, I'm still sitting outside. I'm still outside my comfort zone. So I'm not gonna let my mind say, oh, you're just sitting outside, you've been doing that for so often now, so you should be used to it. But no, it's not true. Sometimes when I'm sitting outside, I still can throw myself into a panic attack for whatever reason. Like I mentioned, it could be a smell, it could be the weather change like one now, it could be the noise, it could be the bright lights, it could be anything that triggers your panic attack. It doesn't matter if you're just sitting in your backyard, your front yard, or you're going for a walk, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, just know that sometimes you could feel a panic attack and you might not even go into a complete freak out moment because your mind is programmed at a certain way at that time. You know, sometimes your mind is like, okay, I'm tired of you freaking out, so you're gonna have a panic attack, but I'm not gonna make you panic attack. Sometimes you might feel dizzy, and then your mind is like, okay, I'm dizzy, so what, you know. So keep in mind, sometimes you might have a panic attack and it won't feel as bad as you think it is, because in your mindset you're making it worse than it already is. But other than that, that's pretty much it.